it's me again, Hayes, and welcome back to my channel. Okay, so for today's vlog, I would like to share my whole OSCE journey after passing NCLEX, and is it the same as what's written in the OSCE Handbook? So, okay, to start, what you should do after getting that passing notification from APRA that you've passed NCLEX or you're already on OSCE stage for those NCLEX passers from the US. Well, this is my advice. If you can, I would advise for you to pay the OSCE exam because, as everyone knows, it's a first pay basis, so they rely on who paid first. And for offshores, you will actually get your eligibility letter that would be an adding support for your tourist or business stream visa that you would need to come to Australia for the exam. So afterwards, gather all the documents needed and then apply for the visa. Then while waiting, you could actually check and start reviewing for OSCE. So I would recommend to actually enroll to a review center because of course you don't know what to expect for the exam. If you're not guided properly, it's hard to pass the exam. Or well, it's still up to you anyway. And then once you have the visa grant, you'll just need to email IQNM teams that of your grant letter, and then you'll just need to wait for their email once it's your turn to take the exam, and then you can come to Australia. Alright, so now I'll share my experience of the whole OSCE journey. So I took my exam last February 2022, which is the first cycle of the year. So it's still COVID time, I think, and you were actually need to go there earlier than like what's supposed to be because we're actually quite afraid of the state border closure because actually my exam got moved twice because of that. And yeah, so we went there 2 weeks before the exam with my friends. Practice. So OSCE is it's like a return demonstration if like testing center, so it's not too far. So not sure how much it costs now, but before it was alright. Okay, so we actually wore scrubs. I just took a scrub from my work onshore, but you can wear any scrubs anyway. But I would highly suggest to wear comfortable scrubs or clothes because you just don't want to feel uncomfortable during the test because you're gonna take the test for about 2 hours and it's 10 stations, so you're gonna moving around. So I would suggest that you wear comfortable scrubs and of course black shoes as they recommend. So sneakers is fine as long as it's black, but make sure you're comfortable too. So on the day of the exam, you just need to go there for at least half an hour before your testing time because the specific date and time will be given to you anyway before test. So they will email it to you, the confirmation email. So you'll just need to bring your passport, and usually they will ask you to check in. They'll give you your your pen, your notebook, and then they will ask you to sit in a waiting area before the test. And one important thing that you need to have on the day of the exam is your passport. So make sure it's valid and make sure that you have it with you on the day of the exam, or else it might be a problem, and because that's the only identification that they're gonna accept. So make sure it's matching your details in APRA and your passport as well. How does the test looks like on the day of the exam? So as per the OSCE Handbook, you'll have to do 10 stations. So you have 10 minutes for each station, 2 minutes for reading, 8 minutes for the demonstration of your performance on that specific station. So the 2 minutes is quite quick as well. So you will need to sit in front of the room. So there will be a screen, as you can see in the OSCE Handbook, it's the same screen. So you will be given a paper and a pen, and you won't need to bring anything else like that. And you will just need to read about the instructions of that specific station, and then you can write in your paper, and then once time is up, you'll just need to go inside directly in the room because you have 8 minutes left to do it. So I would suggest this practice is the key for the exam. 8 minutes is too quick, especially if you're nervous, you get mental block and you don't know what to do next. So you just need to focus. I always say you need to focus. You just try to ignore that it's an exam. Just think about you're just in a usual routine on your shift, that you're gonna go to a patient's room and then you just say hi and tell what you will do. So just ignore the assessor there, or else you will feel really nervous and you will not be able to execute well. So just practice at least 6 to 7 minutes for each skill that you're actually studying, so that in the exam, even if you get nervous or you rattle a bit, then you still have an extra minute to do or to finish off that station. So the for each station, after 8 minutes, you will ring a bell and you need to go out. Whatever happens, if you finish or not, you need to go out from the room and move to the next one. What would you expect inside the room actually? So as per the OSCE Handbook and based on my experience, it's really the same. So there will be a folder file. So once you go in, so you need to grab that of course, and then you need to go to the patient and then execute the task that as asked to do. So well, you will interact with different types, so it depends on the skills or the station that you're into. So it may be a patient that is a mannequin, or it's really a patient or an actor that's there to interact with. So everything that you need will be in the room, so don't worry. So they will prepare it for you, but you just need to use it accordingly. Also, if you need someone like to check drugs with, or they call a second nurse, then someone will be there to come to you at that time. So we'll just need to make sure that you practice it as well. Before we actually have rest stations in the cycle, but I don't know actually if they have. I never heard. And of course, as per day, it's confidential, so everything that you will do there is basically confidential, and you can't share it with anyone who's gonna take the exam again or soon. So my advice is that you drink water before you go there. There's also restrooms around, and if you need assistance, there are actually a lot of people there that could help you. If you need anything, just need to raise your hand and they will come to you. So if you need anything, don't hesitate, or else you might be struggling in between the exam. So yeah, so it's a roughly 2 hours exam because it's like 10 minutes for 10 stations, so it's like 120 minutes. So the only thing that you will be careful about is to actually think about the last station, because if you feel like, oh, you didn't do well there, you make sure that you do well for the next one. So I would suggest that actually whatever happened from the last station, just ignore it and then continue. Because remember, you only need to pass 7 out of 10 stations. If you fail 1 station, that's fine. You still have 9 to go. So you'll just keep moving, and you just stay positive and just focus on the task that they're asking you to do. Because everything will be written there anyway. You just need to execute and do your part. So that's why it's important to actually practice well for the test, because if you're not focused and you feel like you're not ready and prepared, it's going to be hard for you to sit the test. So I would advise that you're actually mentally capable for the exam and you're ready for what to expect on that day. So and the most important part is to make sure that you're a safe nurse and you document everything that you've done. So as per the OSCE Handbook, you will be graded according to your performance through verbal, non-verbal communication and how well you did for that specific station, if you meet the standard or you're above it or below it. So we don't know how they actually grade us, but you just need to focus. You just need to do your best here, and because it's $4,000, you don't want to lose it. And of course, if you fail the exam, you need to pay another one. So no one would want that, especially for offshores who's coming here as a tourist and they will just come here for the exam. It's quite expensive, I know. I've been there, but as I'm telling everyone, it's gonna be worth it afterwards once you made it. So I'll always wish everyone luck, and please prepare, because that's the key. You need to be well prepared for the exam before you sit the test. So actually getting a lot of questions like how long, well, I would say that at least a month continuously practice. 2 months it's more than enough for the exam, but it's takes practice, so you need to give time for it, especially a month before the test. So after face-to-face, if you're attending face-to-face classes for a drill review, please practice continuously, because it's gonna be what do they call this one, so it's gonna be easier once you practice every day, and it's like nothing, so you will just get used to it. So yeah, after the exam, they will ask you to sit in the waiting area as well until they will release you. So it depends, because that time we're actually the morning session and the midday is coming, so we were asked to wait for about 2 hours, but they will give you snacks, but you cannot bring food, so you can just bring water, I think, but they will provide water, so I don't think so, I can't remember. But yeah, they will provide snacks for you while you wait, and then they will release you afterwards. So of course, as per confidentiality, you cannot share anything what happened to your exam day, so everything will be confidential as per APRA, so don't press it. So with me, I'm just sharing my experience, so how it is based on the OSCE Handbook, that everything that's written there is actually real and it's true, and it happened to me on the day of the exam. So good luck to everyone, and I hope this video enlightened you like what to do after passing NCLEX, and then like what to expect on the day of the exam. Since the result is quite long to wait, especially for offshores, it's actually hard to wait while you're here. Some of them, they would ask me like, should I apply for a student visa to lengthen my stay, because it's only usually 3 months validity that you can actually stay here in Australia if you're a tourist. So I would suggest, if you really want to stay, I think the best option is to apply for another tourist visa, or if you don't want to pay a bunch of money. But of course, you cannot work. If you don't have work rights, you cannot work. But if you're a student, you have at least work rights to do that. You can apply for a job like AIN's disability care worker while you wait for the result. At least you're here already. But if not, then you can still go home, wait for the result, and then come back again to present in person. And by the time you can actually apply for jobs sponsorship. And yeah, if you need job sponsorship and you're into part of registration already, I might see if I could help you as well, so you can reach me as well in my page. Yeah, so all the best, everyone. As I always say, you just need to be confident on the day of the exam. Make sure that you're prepared and ready, especially physically and mentally. And it takes a lot of effort to actually pass this exam, so I hope you'll do your part, because and you do well on the test. So you just ignore the accessories, just think that they're not there, or else you will be so cautious. And you know, a lot of people get nervous, like really they get mental blocks, so they can't perform. So if you really want to make it, that time I just pray every station and then just focus that I'm gonna pass this, I'm gonna make it. So yeah, I did really well. So I know you can do it too. So if I actually did it, everyone can do it. So good luck, and if you need help for a review center, just let me know. Message me on my page, or yeah, so I can help you and you can ace the exam as well. So all the best everyone, and I'll see you in my next vlog.